Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar D&D, where a bunch of us folks just try to figure out how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Let's actually just jump over the player screen so everybody can say hi. So my things are going on the screen right now. Anyway, so a few announcements. As you all know, we've been streaming on a lot of different platforms. DLive is actually, well, it's DLive right now. So if you want to watch on DLive, you can. It's a different kind of platform that has some weird not weird, but it has some functionality with like electric currency, I guess, is the big thing. I don't know. It's there. So if you guys want to watch on DLive, you can do it there, or Trovo, or Facebook, or YouTube, or Twitch, whatever is your preference. For those of you on Twitch, you do still have access before everyone else right now, because I'm still trying to get everything to work. It looks like for YouTube, I'd have to create subscriptions that you'd have to pay for, and I'm trying to figure out a way to do it so you can get emotes without having to pay for subscriptions, because I think that's kind of silly. If you do want to support the channel in that kind of format, we do have a Patreon. There is a link down in the description, but I feel like you should be able to use emotes without having to pay, if that makes sense. But for those of you on Twitch, you do have access to emotes thanks to the Better TTV extension, as well as the ability to impact our dice in real time. There are commands down in the description and the About section of the Twitch stream for you guys to use as you're watching, to then give our players or the Dungeon Master a +1 to any of their rolls. So take a look at that as you're going through. Should be really cool. In addition, there is going to be another weekly dice giveaway, so make sure you stick around till the break so you can learn the secret code so you can enter. And then, Ashley, is there anything that you want to plug right now at this time, or are you all set?
Just tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST to twitch.tv/Slate's Paradise for our season finale of London's Not Dead with special guest Maylee Damage.
Awesome. That's actually all our announcements tonight. We don't have that many. I apologize last week. Some things got a little haywire there at the last minute before we tried to jump into this one. So I'm glad for those of you who are sticking around watching tonight. And without further ado, let's dive into tonight's episode. Okay. And welcome back. And so, last we left off, our party of adventurers made their way to the local flea market to shop for some local wares, but also to go into business with a local meat packer and jerky maker in hopes that this investment would produce a decent income for you and your party. After which, you're able to observe Twyla giving a reading to the local populace, appearing to flawlessly predict the future of a local resident to go about dealing with her pest problem in her farm. After which, the four of you, newly acquainted comrades, headed east, exploring the swamps and marshes north of Thistlebrush in hopes of finding the whereabouts of a mysterious troll that had been presumably poisoning the local water supply. After a fairly quick battle that saw Timmick disintegrating the body of the beast, leaving the head, the item you came for, you then explored and noticed that not much in the environment had really changed, and that the blight of the mushrooms and fungus and the effect on the local plant life and foliage remained unchanged. And that's where we left off. A couple of you explored the inner workings of the Troll's hovel, while the rest of you took stock of your surroundings. What would you like to do?
Hey, Twyla, can you read scrolls?
Oh yeah. Which
Okay.
scroll do you need me to read?
Well, I think this will be more in your capabilities to have rather than myself until at least I get the right book. But here, and I hand you over the scroll for identify.
Okay.
It is a very nice scroll. Do Are you just giving it to me, or do you need me to use it right now for something?
Well, we got these weird things we found in here. I'd be a bit interested if we could find out what they are.
Well, sure. Let's find a place where I can sit or something.
Nice mushrooms over here.
Speaking of mushrooms, do you think we can eat those? You know, maybe cook them?
You want me to try to eat them?
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't suggest that these mushrooms are weirder than kissing your aunt on the mouth.
I mean, you're not supposed. You don't eat mushroom people. They're really nice.
I think if these mushroom people get big enough, they might eat us.
I agree.
But they're not
Mushroom
supposed
people.
to.
I think there's a written rule about that.
It's never good for vegetables to fight back.
Yeah.
They're lawful creatures. They never fight back. Their homes get invaded and they get kind of screwed over. But normally my Conans are really nice.
You seem like you're talking from years of experience with these weird things.
Yeah, one of my good friends live in the Underdark and he's a my Conan.
Did you just say your friend is a
Yeah.
mushroom?
Yes, his name is Rumpleton.
Okay.
Well, then I'm sorry, mushroom people, I guess. We can't eat you. I'm sorry, Miss Juliet, for saying something so disrespectful. But here, give me the items. Let's see what they are.
So I hand her over the monocle, the mirror, and the bottle of yellow flake potion.
Okay.
So,
And while she's identifying that, I go over to Timmick and I talk to him kind of off to the side. I think you know a little bit about mushrooms and funguses. And have you ever heard of sentient mushrooms and people being friends with mushroom people?
I've never heard of him being friends with them. That's odd. Must be an Underdark thing. Maybe it was like a family slave or something.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning.
No, they're nasty people down there.
So everything I've experienced so far from the Underdark has been pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So to think that some of the creatures coming up might be good is just a little bit tough for me to swallow.
Right. I mean, we have Juliet here. Everything bad is following her up here.
So far, she's the only good thing
Yeah.
that's come up.
I think good is kind of pushing it.
She's very helpful, very polite most of the time when she's not barfing up her drinks, but
Trouble.
it just worries me that it's more than just these Duragar or these weird eyeball things, that other stuff might be making its way. It almost appears to me that the Underdark is making its way into our world.
Well, maybe we should go to the Underdark because maybe our world's going down there.
I didn't think about that. Maybe the two are intertwining.
I don't know how to get to the Underdark.
I would assume that we have a guide. I think Juliet should know how she got here, but we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a safe place. So I kind of want to stay away from there. I'd rather jump into an active volcano.
Maybe that's how you get there.
Possibly.
All right. Well, let's see what we got.
While they were talking, can I have gone to pick up like a mushroom and kind of inspect it and see it?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. What are you trying to glean from it exactly?
I am trying to see if it looks like is it coming to life.
Okay.
How old is it? Like being around my Conan for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know anything about them?
Yeah, you. Oh wait, hold on. Banhammer.
You shall not pass.
Okay. Anyway, you go and pick up one of the mushrooms. Now, as you kind of pick it up from the root, you almost, as you grab onto it, you kind of almost feel like almost some sort of bond isn't really the correct word, but you feel some sort of connection with this mushroom as you go to pick it up. And as you begin to rip it from its soil, you begin to feel almost some sort of like stinging pain in your chest as you go to pick it up. As you begin to uproot it from the ground, what do you do?
I put it down and I kind of just rubbed my chest. Like, shit, that hurt.
The mushroom you just pulled on, it remains unchanged. It almost appears like it shudders for a second. This mushroom's kind of it's got kind of almost a light blue, almost like aqua colored like stalk with like a red plumage that kind of comes over the top of it. And it kind of just shudders for a second, and you can kind of see that shudder kind of ripple amongst the rest of them that are there before finally settling down. And the rest of you see this too, as you guys kind of like, after Juliet kind of like goes, ah, shit. And you see this kind of like ripple effect kind of like almost radiate out through the rest of the mushrooms.
You all right, Jules? What happened?
I picked up one of my Conans and it hurts. My chest.
It attacked you?
No.
I pull out my maul.
No,
Okay.
no. Put the maul back. It didn't attack me. I
And what do you mean it hurt you if it didn't attack you?
don't know. This is very weird. I've picked up baby mycodons before and I've never felt this.
I walk over to her and try to pick one up very, like, I don't rip it up. I'm like very like apprehensively gonna try to pick it up just like she did.
Okay. You feel a very similar sensation as she does. As you go to wrap your hands around the base of this mushroom, you, again, and not really necessarily a bond, but you can kind of almost like feel the same connection of what the mushroom itself feels. And as you go to pull it, you can start to feel like a little bit of a sting start to boil up into your chest a little bit. Not as intense as what she felt. But the more you pull, the more it intensifies and grows and begins to kind of crawl up your chest.
All right, so I'll let it go. All right, well,
And
yep,
then you also see the same ripple effect as you let it go. Just not as extreme as the one that you saw when Juliet went to pull, but it kind of ripples out and kind of dissipates pretty quickly.
Well, they say there ain't no education in the second kick of a mule, but I think we did learn something the second time around. It's not just those that are from the Underdark. It kind of messes with us all, but why? Is it just here? Is it something in this environment? This is weird.
Maybe we can try. God, I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this. Maybe we can try going to the Underdark.
I glance back at Timmet when she says it.
At least I have a friend down there that I know would have some information about this, maybe.
In your experience, is there typically a center point of these? Would you call them micro? What the hell did you call them?
Myconans.
Yeah, those things. Is there like a central head that leads them all that they're connected by? Are they individuals? I mean, it seems like there's some kind of weird network of these things.
They are. They're in a little grove where there are myconans 2 times bigger than you. And then there's some that's just little small things, and they have different little circles that they do their own thing.
Let's just circle back real quick. Twice as big as me?
Yeah, they're huge.
All
They're
right.
harmless though.
Well,
Well, I
say
mean,
that anymore.
my chest will tell you differently. I just touched a tiny one and it gave me a little bit of a jolt. So I don't know what's going to happen if I touch one twice my size.
Nothing never hurt me before. Got me out of the Underdark. It's the reason I'm here.
All right. Well,
I thought you said that they were nice, and this one seems dangerous. And did you say that they grew up? Can we just leave them like this? What if they go to town or something?
They're still relatively small enough where I think we would have enough time.
I don't know. It
Well,
was a
how-
good thing that we didn't eat them.
I've seen mushrooms grow in the woods. One day they're not there. The next day they're 3 inches tall.
yeah.
We can come back tomorrow. These things could be as tall as Maury over here.
Yeah, I don't plan on coming back here tomorrow. That's for sure.
You're right. We should stay here.
No,
That way you don't have to come back.
Oh, I think you took that a completely different direction than I was going.
Well, can I check if the troll has mushroom growing on him? Like the same ones that are here or something?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, if you don't mind. 9. You go ahead and search the body over, give it a once over. You notice the kind of pustules and kind of almost necrotizing tissue that kind of is grown all over this particular troll. The more you investigate it, you're not really finding any like fungus or mushroom kind of growing on it. It almost feels like something is like eating this troll almost from the inside out, and it's kind of like necrotizing, or it was, at least until you killed it. And there isn't much of the troll left, but when you examine one of the legs that's left, it almost appears like this, whatever it is kind of almost eating its way out from the inside.
Hey, Timik,
Yes.
can you come over and check this?
Sure.
Timik, you're proficient in alchemy supplies, correct? Or some sort of herbalism or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think I'm proficient in both.
I
Yeah,
am too, if you need help.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a check with your alchemy supplies or herbalism, whatever's higher.
I can use that for a check.
You should be able to, yes. If you go into, you have to go into your tools and then use your, and when you click on the herbalism kit, it's going to prompt you for a ability to use it with. Use your wisdom.
There we go. You said advantage?
Just a straight roll.
Okay.
Okay, 23. As you examine this particular creature, you being kind of someone who's affiliated, who like has dealt with like fungus and kind of decay and things of that nature, as you examine this troll whose his skin, which once was green, has kind of almost started to yellow and almost, I don't want to say curdle, but almost, that's the best word I'm coming up with at the time right now.
Like my milk.
Kind of like milk, but it appears that there's something kind of going on that's basically, there's something systemic that has been occurring within this troll fairly recently that has caused it to exhibit these kind of decaying, necrotizing pustules and changes in its actual skin color, and the fact and the flesh that's basically sloughing off and being eaten away. The more you look at it, you are able to kind of glean that there's something akin to or similar to some sort of curse or blood magic that's occurring within this creature, independent of what's going on with the mushrooms in the area.
You said independent of what's going on in the area?
Independent. The more you as you examine the mushrooms around you too, Timic, you do see that like there are some of the mushrooms. I say independent. There's a couple mushrooms here and there that also appear to be having this kind of like change and decay, which is ironic because they're fungus and they usually deal with kind of breaking down things that are dead. You almost notice that at least in the vicinity of this particular creature and in a couple spotted areas that are kind of trailing off in the distance, you can actually see that some of these other mushrooms are kind of their vitality is almost fading. It appears that some of the mushrooms have been affected by this, but some haven't, or the majority haven't, but a few have.
So
the curse that's on the troll?
Yes.
Timic, do you think that it's a possibility these myconoids are trying to help?
I mean, yeah, I saw them give a great deal of pain to Juliet. That would help us out a lot.
That's so mean.
I'm just, if they're being affected and they're not affecting this troll, then what are they doing in the area? I mean, the funguses typically filter things out. Are they trying to come in here and keep some kind of evil at bay?
I think we'd have to explore and find the central point, like Juliet said, that they all live in one area. And I think she said that they're all linked to something.
I'd really hoped to take a trip a little further north around the lake and bash some heads in, but I think we got a different avenue to go down now.
Yeah, Juliet, how big are these groups usually? Does this brood seem larger than normal, or?
As you guys were talking, she was kind of just like going around the area, like and poking at them, and then when you said her name, well, I mean, they have a big group. It's a lot of them down there. What are you asking exactly?
Does this group of mushrooms, myconids, as you call them, seem bigger than groups down in your home?
No, not really.
Okay. Would you know how to find their mother?
DM, would I know how to find their mother?
I mean, like you kind of also said, these myconids, or myconids, depending on how you pronounce them, they tend to kind of gather around each other. They tend to proliferate and are much larger than what you see here. It appears that these are almost kind of like the infant kind of sproutlings of myconids. So suffice it to say, it would seem that the more dense that they get, the more likely you would be to find kind of a more sentient, moving, living one, possibly. That could be a mother of some sort, but under normal circumstances, a lot of these mushrooms would, be a lot older and more mature and be able to actually communicate, but these ones, for whatever reason, don't.
If we're going to go down there and talk to some of the bigger guys, we're going to need a sample.
Go ahead. Pull another one out of the ground.
And it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out my dagger, kneel to the ground, and
Just that
try to-
quickly?
as quickly as I can, whatever how much pain I'm going through.
Okay. You go to do that, and as you kind of sink the knife or the dagger into the side of one of them, you almost feel like a slicing at your ankle as you go to pull through it. As you kind of like hold on to the mushroom at the same time, you almost hear like a curdling scream, like, no, 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 before you kind of cut its life. As you do that, a number of the mushrooms in the area all shudder intensely. As you kind of sit there for a second, I need all of you to roll me a perception check.
Me as well, I know.
Yes. It should pop up and prompt you.
That doesn't look so good.
Okay. Timic and Morharon, you all take the second to kind of survey. As you sit there, you do get the sensation, and you kind of hear at the edge of your auditory abilities just the kind of but it's fairly far off in the distance. But whatever it is that's moving, it's large and has a lot of heft to it.
There's something real big headed this way. We might want to take some shelter, find a place to hide, and
I'll hop in my broom and fly up and survey the area.
Good call, buddy.
Okay. With the perception check that you just rolled, we can use that as well. You fly up and you can see about almost like 200 yards probably away. Like it's a good ways away. But you can still kind of see it. You can see the like kind of almost like rustling and shuffling of trees and other wildlife, or not wildlife, other plant life kind of be rustled in synchronous with this kind of you actually see some birds kind of all flutter off, and as you kind of get this higher perch up on your broom, you can actually see a small rather large lake off in the distance, and what appears to be a fairly large looking not outpost, but almost like large city kind of ways away off in the distance, but you can still catch it at the edge of the horizon. You can still see it. You also see from your vantage point the thick kind of, or the marshy kind of area that you're in kind of almost starts to fade into a less vibrant brown and dark, almost like sludgy swamp kind of area as it approaches and gets near the lake here as well, in the lake bed as well. But you do know that this creature, whatever it is large enough to move trees out of its way, and it is headed in your direction.
I can't see it.
You can't see it from above the tree line at this point, no. You'd have to go fly down and get a closer look.
Good news, guys. It's not as tall as trees.
Ah, that's comforting. What do I do with these items? Do you have where to store them? I haven't identified them yet.
I'll put them back in my bag.
Here you go. So, where do we run off to?
Maybe we should lead this massive creature to the gnome city, and then they can take care of it.
Or we can sit back and see what is it.
That's fine with me. I can fly up into the sky and be safe.
I'm feeling pretty good right now, even after taking on that troll. So if we want to sit and maybe it's one of those double-sized myconozos that are maybe he's headed this way because you cut down one of his kids. I don't know.
Well, Juliet can be friends with them.
Maybe we sit back and relax.
Are we expecting a warm welcome after sledging a kid?
I'm not expecting much.
Juliet, what language do these mushrooms speak?
What language do they speak? I will tell you in a minute.
Good question. Generally speaking, I believe they speak.
I want to say Undercommon, but I could be very wrong about that.
You could be very wrong about that. I'll tell you in 1 second. Oh wow, this thing does not tell me anything about that. That's funny.
I'm hitting the M's now. There we go. They speak. That's quite good. Hold on. There we go. They speak. Languages. It just says nothing.
That's what I was running into.
Oh, because I think they can speak. I think they can speak whatever you speak, but they speak it through spores. They don't physically talk.
That is actually correct, yeah.
So could my spores communicate with them?
It says, well, at least what I'm
Possibly.
seeing, that they can understand common and undercommon, but cannot speak it back. But that's just what I read. That's just what I know from my research as a monster hunter.
Well, maybe I can speak with them telepathically, if that works.
I think the more we sit here talking about how we talk to them, the closer this thing gets to giving us no choice but to talk to it. So what are we going to do?
I say let's hide and kind of get a glimpse and see what it looks like, and if it's something that we can take on, let's take it on, or
We
maybe
can
we
take
could
on
try.
anything.
Then we can try talking to it.
Let's do it.
You guys hide on the ground. I'm flying.
Well, you can take me. Take me.
I took a bulk of that damage against that troll.
All right, so what are we doing?
We're going to try and hide.
All right, go ahead and give me stealth checks, please.
I'm going up.
Just hit the roll button anyway. I won't count it.
Woo.
Good thing.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, so between 2 natural 20s and 2 natural 1s. One of them not counting. That's right, natural 1. You go begin to you go. Yeah, basically. So Twyla, you and Julia kind of like dart off in one direction, find kind of a nice little underbrush to kind of hide in. Actually, you actually run into the little troll hovel that was already there, and you're able to kind of hunker down and stay quiet. And luckily, this hollowed out kind of tree stump has a roof over it, and you're able to kind of hide yourself in the corner so this creature doesn't see you. Morharon, you go to try to jump into that hovel, and you realize that it's not that large. It's you're having trouble getting in, and so like you kind of go there, and you're just kind of like, and you forget that you can turn sideways for a second. You kind of panic and just try to run off, and try to dive under a bush. And as you do, this creature just comes barreling out. You see this rather large, thick, probably a girth of almost like 8 feet in diameter wide and about 10 feet tall. Very stubby boy, but he's rather large, and you can actually kind of see almost the image of what appears to almost be a mouth kind of in the front of it. And it's got these kind of like two stubby little arms as well. And just one second. It comes in and is actually trailed by a number of other smaller kind of versions of itself, but also some larger kind of adult looking mushroom type folk in a variety of different colors, blues, reds, deep purples. As they kind of shift, you can kind of see this kind of like yellow mist and dust kind of fly off of them as they run in. And they all kind of just like survey the area and stop for 1 second and kind of put their hand down to where basically the nub of the one that's left and remains. This large one kind of reaches down, almost, if a plant could sigh, you almost see like the shoulders like slunk. And as it holds on to this plant, you can see the rippling of all the other mushrooms kind of all begin to ripple and point a trail in your direction and towards the stump. And we're gonna go to break. So the the secret code for tonight for the dice giveaway is going to be mushroom. So put mushroom in the chat for your chance to win a set of dice, and we will see you after the break. Bye now.
It's about.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So the winner of the dice giveaway is Tyann FH. Tyann FH, I will be reaching out to you later after the stream is over, and we'll be sending you some instructions so you can get your free dice. So congratulations, Tyann. All right, now that Screaming Baby upstairs is all set, we're good to go. You all, even you, Timmick, with you flying around, can see these kind of amalgam of mushrooms just called kind of like pulse in the direction of your three comrades that are on the ground. You have a better look at this creature now that it's in the clearing, Timmick. It's got the very similar kind of markings where it's got this kind of, like we said, this large kind of like 6 to 8 foot kind of stalk with like a 8 to 10 foot kind of like umbrella cap over the top of it. You can see that the umbrella has a number of different like kind of almost like pockets where there's like, as it kind of maneuvers around, some like little puffs of like yellow and blue kind of spores kind of sift out of it. It's surrounded by a number of other smaller kind of almost about your size, actually, smaller mushrooms, in addition to more adult humanoid height. And by humanoid, I mean like, you know, anywhere between 4 to 5 feet tall other adult mushrooms of varying colors and different shapes. They all kind of move in this kind of shifting pattern, with the exception of this kind of like big giant kind of like mother mushroom, for lack of a better term, that kind of like you can hear kind of like the stomp of the as it continues to kind of walk around. The air around these mushrooms, it almost smells like sickly sweet. Something that you wouldn't necessarily anticipate given kind of like what's going on in the foliage around you. As these kind of little sproutling mushrooms kind of all like pulse and wave towards your comrades, you see a couple of these adult myconids begin to maneuver their way in the direction of where Morharon and then also the stump hovel that Juliet and Twyla are hiding out in. What would you guys like to do? I'd say you'd probably have about 1 round to prepare anything. If you're going to prepare anything to fight or to whatever your plan is, if you're going to talk to them, you have about a round to decide what you're going to do before they're upon you.
Since I'm the one standing out there in the open, I am not going to prepare myself. I'm not going to get out my shield or my maul. I'm just going to stand there kind of hands in the air like, We're good. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out of the hovel.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for Timic.
I mean, with a pretty simple perception check, like the Myconids like have kind of like not acknowledged his existence, but they like kind of like looked up and like as what you can discern would be what they look through. They know of his presence, but they haven't like begun throwing things at him or anything like that. But you can easily point him out. You can easily spot him in the air as well.
I'll go out.
I'm gonna try to go talk to it and wait for Timic to land by me. And as I'm walking by, I'm just gonna be like, "Sorry about this, Maury," and try to go talk to him.
Do any of these look like rutabaga?
If you're talking about Rumpleton,
Right, yeah, Rumpleton.
I'm going to put my head around and see if anyone looks like Rumpleton.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Take a quick look around with that 15. You kind of look, and none of these mushroom people in particular look fairly familiar. You do like, there is a very, while they're of all kind of different shapes and sizes and colors, you do know based on your kind of knowledge of the Underdark that there are certain kind of like almost, I don't want to say clans, but kind of like clusters that kind of associate with each other. You recognize this cluster vaguely, but it's been a while since you've been in the Underdark, and you do know that it's not Rumpleton's cluster.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and try to talk to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly down and go in with Juliet.
Okay.
I want to go out and just
And so-
stay near Mohorans in case I need to run away from the troll's house or something.
Okay. As you all begin to approach, you see some of the more adult Myconids kind of like look up to you and almost kind of like they do pause for a second and kind of look to the rather large mushroom that's kind of in the center, and you see it kind of it almost like nods, but all of them kind of make a step towards you, but then like kind of like put both hands up like this as if to tell you to not come closer.
And I don't. And I'm going to try talking to it. What are you doing here?
You begin to hear this voice inside your head. You don't see any kind of mouthing or any kind of sort of spoken word, but you can actually hear it, and you all kind of hear it in your own minds, but there's nothing audible being said. We unsure how to get here.
You're not sure how you got here.
No. One day, grove in dark underground, and suddenly here. We try to stay away from most people, but troll live in middle of hatching grove.
I mean no harm, and neither does my friends. I am sorry about your babies. I tripped really hard.
And stabbed it.
Deception check with disadvantage.
Let's see.
So that would be control click if you're gonna click on deception by itself.
Yeah.
Or you might just have to click it twice. There you go. With a 14. My children say you cut it out.
We didn't mean to.
Say we.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I like elbow her. Not we.
You've not from here, too. You know that we all share same mind.
I was really
we
good.
are
I'm
not stupid.
okay, fine. You got me. I'm sorry. I was going back to the Underdark to go see Rumpleton and Basadia.
Rumpleton?
Yes, is he a sovereign yet?
No.
Of course not. Had faith in him.
He's good boy, but still young of mind. He's
Well-
still down in deep darkness.
Do you want to go back home?
We would prefer it. It's too bright here. Saplings grow slow. And this place smells of undeath.
So I'm gonna turn to Timek. Looks like we're going to the Underdark.
So you know how to get back there then.
Yep.
Then we're gonna have these mushrooms follow us.
Do you want to follow us? We are going back to the Underdark.
How you get there?
I've never heard my Conans talk like this, and it worries me a little bit. What?
How do you get back?
I know a way. Are you causing all of the poison and damage?
No. We get here. And not long after, evil witch appeared here. She brings death.
Did he say she? Timek, did he say she? I'm pretty sure I heard she.
Mm.
Who?
Which lady in hut?
Lady in the hut.
North of here. In swamp.
Lady. I'm gonna kind of yell over to Maury. Maury, do you know a lady in the swamp in a hut?
Do I know the lady in the swamp and hut?
Give me a. This is a funny one. We're gonna go with history check because I think this is the best thing that would fit the situation. 14. With your research, well, with your understanding of things of fiendish and undeath and demonology and devils and just kind of all the evil that you've encountered in the world, you do recall there is a couple of different demons and demon kin that kind of fit this description. With one major one that you can recall. You don't remember the name, but you do know this particular one is very strong, has the ability to manipulate the land around them, and isn't of this plane.
I've heard of some strange things and strange people, but I believe there is a. When they say she, I can remember one in particular, but she's nasty. I mean, she's so mean she'd make a cleric cuss. It's. If that's who this is, I can't remember her name or where she's from, but she actually does have the ability to influence even the area and nature around her. I don't know if we want any part of that right now, but that could be what we're talking about.
As he's saying all this, I look up to my Conans and I'm gonna say, is it Zugamoy?
Who's Zugamoy?
Just never mind. It's not important. Where is she? Do you know where she's at? You said the swamp.
No, we've been trying to stop the spread of death, but her reach is strong.
Let's try to get you guys back home.
Okay. I need everyone to please roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
not rolling. Oh. Can you roll it for me? Because it's not rolling for some reason.
I will ask a roll of you right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I'll need help too.
Okay. Okay. As you all continue to sit in the presence of this large marshland area, you can't help but get the feeling that you're being watched. And once that sight peers in on you, you feel it, and then you just kind of push away some sort of influence on you. You kind of feel it deep down within your chest, and it almost kind of knots up. And just as it's about to squeeze, it almost feels like it's going to crush something from within you. You're able to kind of push through it and kind of stop its influence on you.
What was that?
Is that the witch?
You felt it too.
Yep.
We need to get out of here.
You look around you, and some of the myconids, about a third of them kind of all falter a bit, and kind of you almost see like some of the flesh on them, even though it's fungal, the kind of blues and deep purples and reds kind of all soften, almost as if something just like kind of sucked something out of them, like almost as if their life force was being drained from them for a brief moment. And you actually see the kind of large kind of central mushroom kind of just
Is that her?
Yes. It's getting harder to live here every day. I want to go home.
We'll get you back home.
So kill us, witch.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, we need a plan. See which one we are going to do first and what route we are going to take to bring these mushrooms home. Are we traveling during the night? Can they walk under the sunlight?
They should be able to. It's hard seeing as miserable when you're freshly from the Underdark.
And if we are attacked midway, should we go kill this witch or check out what's happening? Maybe the mushrooms can help us.
Maury, Timmick? What do you want to do?
I would like to stay away from danger at the moment.
We're going to get you some sleep.
Maybe we should.
I think that these mushrooms should stay put for now until we come up with a plan. We don't need them following us back to like the gnome city and parking out front.
That could be scary.
There's worse.
Yeah, they have to see you come in.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. Whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna do. But man,
I've never seen more Haran scared of something.
no, I'm not. I just, if if what I'm remembering is right, this is not a very good lady.
Well, it can either be the demon queen of fungi, or it's some sort of demon monster of, I don't know, nature.
Yeah, none of those sound good.
Either way, it's a demon.
Or a devil.
We can theorize at the inn, so I suggest that maybe that's the best plan. Make a date to meet up with these guys, go to the Gnome town, tell them that the troll problem is taken care of, the water problem is still there, see how we are going to deal with the witch, and then go to the underworld dark.
Well, maybe we can tell the mushroom now. Ask the mushroom if they're poisoning the water. Did we already ask them that?
They say no. That's the witch, I think they said. Is
Okay.
that what they say, Juliet?
From what I understood.
Right, that's what I understood too.
And the gnome people had some fancy suits, so maybe they can help us too. Fancy armor. Not sure how that's called.
Either way, we're not going to do anything tonight. We're going to need to get some rest.
Is it night? What time of day is it?
It is approaching nightfall right now. If you were to travel back to the gnome town, you would be traveling through the night in this swampland or this marshy area. So you can travel. The likelihood of you attracting attention of anything or any creatures in the night definitely increases if you're actively moving. Or you can bed down for the night where you are, or in some other area of this kind of I'm trying to think. It is a marshland, but it's approaching swampland, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of, the ground underneath you is fairly soft. It's definitely being influenced by the watershed of the lake that's not too far from here, but you aren't at the point where you're in deep, like, swampy, like, muck yet.
Juliet, can you ask them if this is the witch's house? Because I wouldn't like to stay here if this is the witch's house, because we found some items here.
No. This is not witch house. She's in swamp. Much more undeath around her.
That's perfect then. Is this a safe place to stay, or do you have a safer place?
No place is really safe in this area. Many different creatures in the marshes and swamps here. Some harmless, others less so.
Well, Timik, Morharan said that you are the leader, so...
Well, we could probably get away from this swampy ground and find some solid footing to set up a camp for the night.
We could take watches.
Yeah.
I
We
need
didn't
to
find any watch.
identify
Not monocle.
the items.
Yeah, we can do that too. We can take teams with us. So
No,
we're not
let's
alone.
spot first. Let's find a spot first.
Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys are gonna look for a spot, who wants to helm a survival check to find an area that's gonna be of a little bit solid, safer footing? And then who else? I'm gonna add on to this. Who else wants to helm a stealth check to kind of hide your tracks and stuff and keep you guys hidden as you're traveling through? Because you do leave footprints behind.
Yeah.
who's proficient what?
I can try to do the survival check.
Okay.
Timic, how are you on stealth?
As stealthy as a fat dwarf can be.
Nice.
Okay. I can't see my stealth.
Yeah, I can't see mine either.
I
But I
can
don't think I'm not proficient in it.
I can try, but
Yeah,
Morharon,
can you
roll one more. Because I'm assuming someone's gonna help you.
can I
I don't know why you guys are having so much. Timic, your stealth check is a +1.
Yeah.
Juliet, yours is a +2. And Twyla, yours is a +3.
can I
Twyla.
try to do the stealth and use prestidigitation to sort of cover our tracks?
Absolutely, you can roll that with advantage, which should do that with the query I just gave you. Perfect. 13. All right. So, Morharon, you kind of like leading the band of your friends here, kind of moving forward into this you gather the best kind of way to go about this is to take a little bit of a backtrack and kind of go back to where there was a little bit more solid footing not too far from here. You're able to do so. And Twyla, with your stealth check, you do your best to kind of keep the your tracks covered as best you can. It's kind of difficult because a lot of this ground is very soft, so it's hard to kind of like cover up. You do your best with like kind of trying to take some local foliage and stuff like that, but you also kind of disrupt some of it. So you're trying your best, but it's a difficult task to do here in the middle of this kind of swampy area. You go and you do eventually find kind of a nice little outcropping here, Morharon, that's kind of a little bit hidden behind a little bit of brush, in addition to some other kind of trees. You're able to kind of fashion almost like a little bit of a screen and kind of like a little bit of a canopy for you all to kind of bed down here for the night and kind of protect yourselves here. With that said, I would like, if you guys are going to be doing watches, I need to know the orders and I need to know your perceptions as you do them. So who would like to go first?
Maury, do you want to take a watch with me?
Sure.
Okay. If that being the case, I will ask you guys to roll perceptions.
Because there'll be something that I want to do on mine.
Okay. Do. Okay. 18 and 18. Okay. As you all kind of sit here, kind of mulling over kind of your situation, you have the opportunity to kind of converse with each other here, with you both being awake for this watch.
You seem a little shaken. You seem a little shaken up by that, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my problem is I don't really know what it is. Anything that can control the environment around it just seems not very good to me. I kind of, it's more of a, I kind of look around just make sure everybody else is asleep. It's not really a fear thing. It's more of a self-preservation. If I know I can hit things real hard and I can take a pretty good beating, but there's a lot of things I can't control, and that's people messing with my mind. And if somebody can mess with the environment around them, I'm pretty sure they can mess with me too.
I think I would like to reach out to my god, Mari, and just ask for some sort of direction, guidance. Maybe they may know something,
This
or at
is
least something to help us.
this is like Tiger Dude. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you think somebody can help us, I'd say have at it.
Pull my blade. Oh, first I'll summon it.
You see
Then-
the long, familiar blade kind of curl out. It's kind of, like we kind of said last time, it's starting to become a little bit more jagged and a little bit more angular in the blade itself as it continues to morph with your growth and your power.
And I'll hold Maury's hand, and I'll be back in a minute. And I'm going to hold on to the blade and just draw as much blood as I can to summon him.
You go and you slice into your hand. You feel the blood kind of just kind of come out of your hand. You almost feel it kind of connect with the sword at the same time. As you do so, your mind goes blank. And then a very familiar voice comes out from the darkness and peers its head into your mind. Well, hello there, Juliet. What do you need?
Well, guidance, help, what I normally would call upon you for.
Of course. What is it that you have questions on this time?
Who's this creature woman thing that lives in a hut here in the swamp, causing some of the environmental issues? I got Maury shooken up, so that's kind of worries me.
No, not her. No, no. Oh. That's interesting. It's not the one you're thinking of.
Ooh, that's good. Is it worse? Please don't say it's worse.
Not worse. Different.
Whew. Okay.
Just not as dangerous, but someone with abilities close to my capability.
What are you?
Aw. I am your friend, of course.
Cut the bullshit. What are you?
Come now, Juliet. Haven't asked too many questions of each other. Not I of you or you of me? Why the sudden interest?
Because I'm generally curious if I'm working for a demon or a devil. Or like, I don't know, Cthulhu or something.
Oh. You. You humanoids and your Cthulhu theories. Oh, they're so funny. I'm not him. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I was kind of hoping for Cthulhu.
Let's say I'm someone with similar interests of your own. You like the power that you wield? The more you wield it, the more powerful I become. It's a good situation for both of us. Why complicate it with what I am and what you are, or who you are, or where you're from, or where I'm from?
Are you a fucking devil?
No. Not a
Okay,
devil.
so you're the latter. At least I know now.
You're very astute.
Okay, so then that means you would know of her and what she is and everything.
Oh,
is there?
I know of her. Absolutely. She is a real mean bitch. She... Tread carefully. She's not someone that you... I know your band of friends have been able to roll over quite a few things in your time. This one's a little more complicated. The influence that she has on the world around her makes her a lot stronger than her by herself.
Is going to the Underdark a better option?
Well, there are only a few ways to get there, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
However, oh so conveniently, she happens to sit right near one. There are other ways you can go, of course. You can travel out towards the mountain that's not too far from here. You can travel to the ruins of a lost city, which I'm sure you don't want to go through that all over again, if I remember right. Your little mushroom friend might have gotten you through that before, but it wouldn't be that simple going back the other direction. To get these new friends you've acquired back to their home, the entrance that she sits on is the most direct and closest, and probably the most convenient. Now, you should know, while she is a very harmful one, a very influential one, she is one to make trade for certain things. If you give up something of yourself, she may be willing to move mountains for you. But should you cross her or attempt to deceive her, and she finds out, I wouldn't want to be you. Despite how much power I have, it would be a humongous inconvenience, and would greatly handicap myself and you in the process.
Cool. Then that's all I'm needing.
this one who holds your hand, he's special to you, isn't he?
It's just Maury.
Of course he is.
I am letting on absolutely nothing.
Right.
No, I'm saying that out of character.
Well, you may not be. More, you can speak now.
So, anything of import to us, or?
He's a fucking dick. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, kind of understood that, but.
Maury, you caught about half of that conversation.
No?
Not the latter half, but the former. And then you also did hear him say, Maury, you can speak now.
Seems to think he has a little control over me as well, but I think out of all of the things that I did hear in that mixed conversation was that he agrees with me she's not someone to be trifled with.
She's a bitch, apparently. And he's a demon. Cool.
Neither of those things seem to help our journey at the moment, but
that she could be a demon, possibly. It sounds like she's not unbeatable. A few tidal waves should be okay.
No one's unbeatable, even that fella who's got his grips on you. Not unbeatable.
Maybe he's not so bad.
I think the jury's still out, but
That's fair.
you all right?
I'm okay.
All right. You seemed a bit flustered coming out of that, so I missed the second half of everything that weirdo said, but if you say it's all right, then it's all right with me too.
That's fine. He just likes to think that he knows a lot. And she'll just like cast her eyes away, not making any kind of eye contact at that part. So, I guess this is our part where we get the other two up and hopefully a monster doesn't try to eat them.
I really hope not. I'm just starting to come around to liking Timmy. For him to get eaten, I don't know. I wouldn't like that too much.
He'd probably blame me.
It'd probably be your fault. And then I kind of just give her like a little push on the shoulder.
All right, let's go, big guy. Let's go get the other two up. I'm gonna kick Timmick a little bit in his sleep.
The rest of your watch goes uneventful, just so you know. Timmick and Twyla, I guess it is your turn. If you would not mind, I will send you the request here in 1 second. Nope, not the stealth check. There we go. Perception checks, please.
Oh, man.
Excellent, excellent. As you begin to ponder and think on the experiences that you just had today, you have the opportunity, if you so wish, to converse with yourselves. If not, we will move on.
Timmick, I know you were hurt in the battle. You can go to sleep. I'll keep the watch.
Fine. Told you already, I'm fine.
I always feel like something is following me, so I never sleep on watches, so.
If something's following you, it's probably something that's been dragged here by Juliet.
It's a funny idea. Who knows? Maybe. I've never seen anything. It's just a feeling that something's just around.
Yeah, I get that feeling too, ever since I met Juliet.
Do you know her since a long time ago?
No, it's been like a month. I lived a nice quiet life until she came frolicking into town like she owned the place. And now everywhere she goes, it's just destruction, death. And look at the Underdark is pouring out into our normal, whatever normal world we live in.
Well, but everything turned out okay because I heard of you guys, like all of the great things you did to save the people and everything. So,
Yeah, for now.
come on, let's be positive. I want to be positive.
Now, I've never been to the Underdark. I've never done research on it.
Well, I've never gone to the Underdark. There hasn't been like anyone brave enough
No,
that
I'm not
was
saying I'm not
willing
brave
to
enough.
go.
I'm just saying that what we've seen so far has been kind of weak. And she's saying that stuff down there is a lot more deadly than what we've seen so far.
That sounds really bad. I've been studying. Well, I have a confession to make. I'm sorry to make. I'm not really a librarian. You guys thought that I was a librarian. I was in the library, but I was there doing research. I'm researching
The
strange
Ninja
things.
Turtles?
No, I've never heard of Ninja Turtles until you mentioned it. Then I asked Petra to tell me because uh, I'm not from this town, like that town, so I didn't know those stories. She remembered half of them, so I still don't know them all.
And what were you researching?
Just strange stuff. Like I've been telling you, I always felt like something is following me, and I haven't found out anything yet. Maybe, well, I'm scared, but maybe going to the Underdark will reveal something.
Could.
Just so you know, I don't have anything to heal. So if something happens, I'm not very helpful in that department.
I told you I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'll believe you. I'll be positive.
As you continue your conversation, having learned a little bit more about each other, the darkness and the quiet of this kind of outcropping, it's it's quiet, but not totally quiet. You do hear the sounds of night frogs kind of like singing their croaking songs, and you do hear the sounds of crickets and a number of other different creatures of the night. However, you begin to hear the sound, almost what sounds like a mass of like rats just kind of coming in and approaching.
I stand up. Like, Demic, do you hear that?
Sounds like rats.
It sounds like rats, and you, as you stand up and you kind of look in your surroundings, you realize that while you've been talking, you've seen a couple different like kind of bugs like start to kind of like crawl up closer to you guys, and thought nothing of it. But as you continue to stand there and look, you realize that there's more of them, and they're collecting, and they're beginning to crawl faster towards you. I am going to have you all roll initiative real quick, and I'm going to have you move over to this other screen, but it's mostly there for for show than anything else. So have you move over. So I'm gonna have you all roll initiative just for this case, but there is a swarm of what appears to almost be like little grubs and centipedes, and they're very like bulbous and strange looking, but they're all kind of like crawling all over each other. There's a lot of them. I'll roll for you two. Okay. We're gonna begin.
Do you see that?
Twyla, you're the first to act in this situation. You both are able to observe this kind of phenomenon that's happening, but it's these little grubs are just kind of all kind of crawling around and kind of aggressively coming towards you, Timic. Twyla, what would you like to do?
Well, are these like small bugs, like real life bugs, or are they big bugs?
They're rather large, and there's a number of them. It's kind of almost like a swarm of these kind of like not beetles, grubs and worms and leeches, and kind of like a mixture of all these different kind of bugs. And they all seem to be organizing. And Timic, where your wounds are fresh, they're kind of going towards you first.
Well, I'm gonna use Firebolt, the cantrip on the closest one I see.
Yeah. Luckily, they're all kind of like compacted together, so you can very easily roll your Firebolt. So go ahead and do that. Okay. That's gonna be a 10 to hit. That does actually hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Good. 10 fire damage. So you're able to kind of like fire out a gout of flame at them, and you're able to hit a big number of them, luckily, because you actually kind of fire out this like fire bolt, and it just kind of like explodes and singes a bunch of them away, and they kind of singe away. So yeah, that definitely does the damage.
And I'm gonna call out to Juliet and Morharan, like, we got company and it's you.
Okay. Juliet, you are you won't be acting this round, but you do kind of rouse from your trance and notice that your comrades are kind of dealing with some sort of pest that you're not sure about. Timic, your turn.
I will Thunderwave it.
Okay. And you Thunderwave it and place your template there, buddy. Perfect. All right. If I'm not mistaken, I have to make some sort of save, I assume.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. All right, that's going to be a whole lot of 6. 5 points of damage. Wow. Okay. 5 points of damage on the grubs. You do that, and you see a number of them just kind of blow away from you, and they kind of disintegrate.
They move back, right?
I'm sorry?
They get like blown back with that spell?
They do, I believe. Remind me about how far they move.
Unsecured objects.
10 feet.
10
it
feet.
Looks like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now it rolls the saving throw. It did everything. It did everything late. I don't know why I did that, but that's okay. I gotta add 2 back to it. So 10 feet will put them about here.
Yeah, we'll put them out of opportunity attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go over here behind them. And I'm done.
Okay. Easy enough. They will you kind of blow these things back, and they're kind of out of reach of almost everything around you. They kind of attempt to get a little bit closer to y'all. just looking for something to sink their teeth into, but they can only really get this far, and they can't really do a whole lot. With the rest of you all waking up, you're all able to kind of like dispatch them fairly easily, and are able to kind of stop them from making a meal out of your buddies. But that's it. You are able to. You guys don't need it's not. You guys don't really need to see the map. It was literally just one creature. It was more of a theater of the mind thing anyway. We're just using the map for the initiative. But you all are able to wake up. It is now morning. One thing that you noticed as you were going through the night, you could see the vegetation around you kind of wilt over the course of the night. And as you wake up in the morning, you actually can observe even more closely this kind of like wilting of all the kind of plant life around you, as if something's impacting it and affecting it.
Probably that witch.
Well, I talked to my god last night, my demon god, Timic.
Well, cool.
And he seems to know of her. He thinks that she's a bit stronger than we are. She can control things. And, which, I mean, we obviously knew that. But he said something that kind of got my attention. If we give her something, she would maybe be our, use quotation marks with this, friend. Not really friend, but you get what I'm saying, right? Okay.
What do we need to give her?
I don't know. Does anybody know any creatures that make bargains beside devils? Demons?
Yeah.
You all would know of a creature that makes bargains. That's not too dissimilar to a devil or a demon. In fact, you all ran into a coven of them in the woods when you were back in Timberwood.
You guys not remember that? Well, obviously Twilight doesn't, but remember I was naked running away from wolves, and the next day we woke up and these chicks wanted us to help them out with something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, you're talking about the old witch lady that was into me.
Yep.
Oh.
Is that the same witch that's here?
Different witch, same understanding of life, I guess.
Yeah, those witches weren't that strong. I don't think they could have this type of reach on the environment.
I agree.
Did we ask the witch to stop poisoning the water as well?
Well, we can ask. What's she gonna ask in return, I guess, is the bigger problem.
I don't have a soul to sell anymore. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can sell your body as a thrall to her.
Well,
she stops and thinks about it for a second.
Okay, that's a little bit much. I think we either need to do 2 deals with the witch, because one would be to stop her from poisoning the water, and the other one would be to move around. You said something like that? I think exchanging one thing is bad enough, but exchanging 2 things is gonna be very painful.
Yep.
She also is sitting close to a tunnel to the Underdark.
Oh boy.
So if she dies, we don't have to make deals, or maybe she's going to ask for something very simple. We never know.
We could surprise fireball her shack a couple times.
And then turn invisible, right? To hide, because she's gonna be very mad.
Very mad or very dead, just not sure.
Just in case. So, should we try to speak with the witch? Or just kaboom her?
Did you Twyla, did you have a chance during your somewhat disturbed rest last night to see what the heck these things are? And I point to the 3 things we got out of the troll's house that she was trying to identify for.
I just saw a lot of bugs with a lot of legs. I'm not sure. Did I saw something more apart from that?
Not really. You just noticed that there was just a lot of, being that this region is kind of a wet, marshy kind of area, and now that a lot of the plant life around here is wilted and died off, you assume that just based on the topography here that it's just part of life in a swamp. There's nasty leeches and grubs and stuff like that that try to find a home and eat something that's bleeding, and it's a nice little parasite, basically. Let's put it that way.
I was wondering if you had taken some time to read that scroll and see what these 3 things were that we got from the troll's house. That's what I was asking about.
Oh, I should have. I'm sorry. I got carried away. And if you give me a few moments while we, I don't know, eat something for breakfast, I'll just get it done, and I'll just lower my head. I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, it's okay.
Can
I
that be
forgot
cast ritually?
Not from a scroll. So that's the tricky part. So it's a couple of funky things happening here. So because this scroll is this particular spell is not on your spell list or Juliet's spell list for that matter. So technically you don't have the means of casting Identify itself. You can, however, without using the scroll, make an Arcana check to discern certain properties about the item, but not necessarily exactly what it is, unless you happen to just know what it is through your Arcana check. So you have a couple of things here. You have a mirror, a bottle full of a strange flaky yellow liquid, and a monocle.
So I will actually, having history with alchemy and herbalism and proficient in Arcana, I'll actually try to look at the bottle of potion and see if I can figure out what it is.
Excellent.
Can I help him?
Do you have proficiency in Arcana?
I think I do.
Okay.
I'm very sure I do, but let me check. Yes, I do.
Perfect. Yes, you can make a check at advantage, Morharan, using your alchemy supplies, and we will say utilizing your intelligence as the modifier. I probably should open up that screen so I can see the roll. Okay. 20 total. Looking at this potion bottle, you're able to discern through careful investigation. You see these kind of yellowy kind of flakes inside this bottle, and you're able to discern that they're almost like not a scale, but like a shaving of some sort of creature, of some sort of chitinous covered creature that like is almost insectozoid in nature. And you notice that a lot of the properties of this particular potion itself appear to have polymorphing like properties, where whatever creature that has been mixed into this potion in particular will turn you into that potion, or will turn you into that creature for a specific amount of time. I would like you to make a nature check with no help to discern if you can figure out what this creature might be. Six. It's hard. You not 100% sure. You know it's some sort of insectozoid, kind of, but you can't pinpoint necessarily exactly which kind. So It's a tough one, but you do have at least some knowledge, at least that it's a polymorphing potion that turns you into some sort of thing, some sort of insectozoid creature. You're just not sure which one.
All right,
But you know it's yellow.
If you guys drink this potion, it's gonna turn you into something. Sorry, I haven't done a lot of research in potions, so I can't get more detail than that. But this is definitely something that will turn you into a creature. Unfortunately, I don't know if it turns you into a snake or a mushroom, or I have no idea, but it'll turn you into something.
What kind of bugs were they last night? I didn't get a chance to look by the time I got up, seen it was gone. I went back to bed.
Just like a ball of creepy crawlers. There are grubs in there and leeches.
You remember that that dragonborn person thing, leech creature? Yeah, we fought it a long time ago.
It had like bugs falling off of it.
Yeah.
Timmick, you remember the description of this person is the one that they're the one that was doing experiments on the townsfolk in Timberwood and turning people into messing around with lycanthropy that you killed inside the caves. Yeah.
What if this is the same person? Not the one that we killed, but the same one that maybe took that one to the dark side. Or the bug side.
This ball of bugs?
Mm-hmm. Maybe this all leads back to the very beginning.
It seemed to me like that ball of bugs was just trying to get my blood that was oozing out of my body.
No, I mean, you still have that werewolf syndrome in you.
Yeah, but I control it.
Exactly.
So the bugs like werewolves?
Maybe she's controlling
They weren't
the bugs.
fleas.
I don't know. I think it all leads back to her. Or him. Don't know.
Her.
Okay. It all leads back to her.
That doesn't sound like a healthy potion. Maybe save it for a big emergency.
Worst comes to worst, someone could drink it and see what happens.
Definitely could.
Now? Why?
No.
If we're in a pinch, let's just hope it makes us, I don't know, get out of a pinch.
Well,
Or at least pack a bigger pinch.
I mean, if that's the avenue we're going down, I could just put this monocle on right now, too, and see what the heck it does.
I have an idea.
Just about to do the same thing.
Let's make the witch drink this potion.
I mean, we could give it a shot, but I think she's going to be a little sharper than that. I think we're looking for somebody who's got a light on, but nobody's home. I think she's a little bit brighter than that.
Another Bristol type.
If we mix it with some cooking, maybe juice or something. It's just an idea. Okay, go on. I'm sorry. I get carried away.
Only if we had that kinku.
Timmick, if you want to put on the monocle, I'll look in the mirror. How about that?
Sure. I think I would look pretty fresh in this monocle.
All right, so Timmick, you put on the monocle. I would like you to give me a wisdom save. No, I'm just kidding. Give me an Arcana check. Imagine.
I was like, shit.
Sucks his brain.
You are now cursed and you can no longer see. You are permanently blinded. No. As funny as that would be. 10? You look through the monocle and it just seems like a monocle, right? It doesn't really seem to do a whole lot. You kind of look around. You can see pretty good. Maybe a little bit better than you could before, but that's about it. Especially when you like close one eye and squint really hard and look through the monocle itself. But that's about all you can really get out of this right now.
You really look your age with that monocle, Timmy.
Yeah.
Well, Timmy,
Help you to read better.
keep working with it.
Sophisticated too. You know, like
No, just old.
no, he looks better.
More Haran. If you're looking at the mirror, give me another alchemy tools check using your intelligence modifier again.
All right, so let me see.
$13. You're able to glean some stuff from this. You notice that there are some symbols along the edge of the mirror that coincide with a number of symbols that you're familiar with in your preparation of different herbs and distilling of different kind of alchemical reagents and stuff. You gather that this is a tool that could be very useful in helping you create potions or help with the creation of new potions possibly. It would definitely help you in that effort for sure. But exactly how it would do it, you're not 100% sure. But you do think that it would help you in that regard. It's not it's not a set of alchemy supplies. I want to delineate that. It's still a different item. But it seems like it would help you with that particular endeavor.
Okay.
All right. So those are the 3 items.
So what do you guys want to do?
I think it seems like the consensus is we're going to talk to a witch.
Now, is that a rushed assignment, or do we have time to go back to the Gnome City? It seemed like they had a festival going on.
We have a head in the bag.
Oh, that's nothing. We always have heads in that bag.
Basically, just a bag of holding heads. I don't think there's anything else in it but heads.
One time we had like 40 Duergar heads in it. It was great.
It pretty much holds heads and milk.
Yeah.
And a very pretty feathery dress.
True.
You know that it's not.
It's
We may need
extremely
another
beautiful
bag.
and dashing.
Well, we could go to the festival, but the witch is going to continue doing her thing, destroying everything.
I don't want to go to the festival. I want to go and ask all the guards to come to slay the witch.
I doubt that's going to happen. I love your enthusiasm, though. We can try.
I know.
This group and trying to get everybody else to do everything for them. It's hilarious.
No, I'm gonna help.
Maybe we can find a track.
Hey, Trex, go kill everything, please.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's how we make friends.
Have you watched any of the episodes before you joined?
Well, we can go talk to the witch. We can go take Timmick to go get a funnel cake. Or
What if we go to the witch and see what she wants and we go to town and get it?
I can get behind that plan.
I don't know if she wants something from town, though.
I don't see why she want anything from town, but let's go talk to her. We can offer her something. We can offer her Timmick.
Can offer her me. I know I'm a very desirable piece of meat, but I don't know if I'm her type.
Dimmick, hide the broom. If she sees the broom, maybe she'll want the broom. So hide it.
If that's what it takes for us to get what we want out of her, she can have the broom.
I don't think it's going to be that easy, but we're not going to figure it out unless we go talk to her.
Hmm. Who's gonna talk to her?
I think the
Looks-
smooth talking moron.
Right, like as you said, that looks to Maury.
I can give it my best shot, that's for sure.
Maybe she might be into you.
Seems like all the troubled women are into you.
I'm going to go out on a limb here without knowing who she is and say that's probably a big no.
For you or her?
Probably both.
You say that giving the broom is so complicated, but you're offering more harangue. It's not that. I don't know. I'm confused.
Oh, I said she could have the broom. If that's what it takes.
No.
Violet, this is just a quick teeth of Nulgrim 101. We're not going to give either one of each other up, even Timmick.
Well, Petra
We're-
will be sad, but okay.
We're in it to the end. We're not giving no one up, even though we joke about it. I don't trust Timmick 100%, but at least for my part, I don't mean it.
Let's just go and see what the witch wants.
We're off to see the Wicked Witch of the West.
Is this head gonna hold up?
East.
You said that they don't spoil.
Ooh, don't you have gentle repose, Timmick?
Yeah, it only lasts like 10 days though.
Yeah, I mean you can just keep applying it every 10 days until
Seems like waste of a spell slot to me.
not if it's done at night. We keep it and then we get paid.
I would be willing to give you that you did it the night before if you want to burn it from the night before so that way you can have it up.
Does anyone
Fine.
have
If I have the spare spell slot on the 10th day, I will recast it.
Does anyone have Dust of Deliciousness and maybe Modify Memory?
Nope.
I've heard that before.
Just because we're on before Critical Role does not mean that we're Critical Role.
Maybe she'll like the wine that you were carrying. I'm just thinking about stuff that we could give her. I'm sure she's probably not welcome in town. So.
Well, let's
The
go.
woman want a favor, not an object.
Let's go see what we can do to get her to get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, first of all, you have to go find her home.
Yeah. Maybe we should go to the town first and see if any travelers from there have spotted her. Hunters, somebody who explores the land.
Timmick, do you just want to go to the town?
Oh, there were fireworks last night. I could see them in the distance.
I will buy you if we survive this, I will buy you all of the fireworks.
How are you going to buy them? You don't want to go to the Gnome City. They're the only ones that have them.
I'll buy
can
them from the
make-
gnomes.
I can make fireworks.
You can
Well,
make them?
Well, there is a spell. They look like fireworks. A little bit. If you use
Guess you
your
could-
imagination.
Shoot some fire bolts in the air.
Yeah, that would work.
So
What?
I'm
So what do
not
you-
going to cast them now.
So what are you doing, guys?
Are we going to the city or the witch first? That's really the only decision we got to make.
I vote the witch, but that's
Witch.
just me.
I say which.
I hate to go against the ladies, but I kind of think Temek might be onto something. If we head to the town, they might be able to give us better direction on where. I'm sure that there's many tales of which area of the woods to stay away from. And, well, unfortunately for us, that's the area we want to go to.
Do you think the Myconan might know?
I think so.
We asked them yesterday. They said north. So I mean, we have some idea it's north, but
you also know from your conversation that they did mention that the blight in this area that's affecting the wildlife didn't start until not a little bit after they arrived. So it wasn't happening right away. It began maybe a day later.
Well, I prefer to deal with the problem, but if a nice meal is offered, paid, I may be willing to go to town first.
All right, let's go to town.
All right.
But who's gonna pay the meal?
I'll pay.
Okay.
Okay. You all begin the journey back to Thistlebrush. So, to get there, I am going to need a check from everyone to discern if you're able to navigate your way safely back to the town. What would you like to do in order to make your journey successful, everyone? Timic, I know you're just going to fly up on your broom, so go ahead and roll your perception check.
What can I possibly use athletics for?
You could try to jump over the tree line. No, I'm kidding. You can be creative. You're allowed to like kind of have this breath to be like, I'm going to take a log and throw it over across a stream that we run into, and so we can go across it or something. Like, utilize your imagination. You're allowed to kind of play with this if you want. Although now you can't use the I'm going to take down a log and put it across the stream one, because I just gave that one to you.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm going to do a medicine and just make sure that everyone's okay and that no one is hurting or no one got hurt.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. Okay. That's a 6. Timic with a perception check of 25. You're able to kind of keep an eye out on everyone and kind of the area in front of you. You're not seeing any creatures right now in your immediate vicinity as you kind of fly up overhead. It seems pretty clear, but you do notice that this kind of spread of kind of this wilting has spread well beyond you, actually, and has kind of started to sift as you kind of see the town kind of approaching in the distance. It appears that it's starting to get closer and closer to the tree line there as well. Juliet, with your medicine check, you try to tend to everyone's wounds the best you can. At one point, you try to put a splint on Morharon's leg, but he doesn't actually need it. And he obliges, but he just kind of like, as you're walking, he just kind of like pulls it off and like takes it off and gets rid of it.
So very accomplished.
Yeah. That's what you get with a 6. Maury, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and think back and see if I can remember the way we got in here and use my knowledge of what we did coming in to get us back out.
Beautiful. Go ahead and give me a survival check, sir. All right, with a 17, yeah, you're able to kind of pick the path that you guys picked before, and were able to kind of traverse pretty much unimpeded. You examine the way you go, and it's very similar to the way it was before, except, again, you're noticing that this continuing wilting and kind of slowly sapping energy from all the wildlife in here kind of roll its way through this forest as you're kind of getting more towards what would be considered like the kind of more thickened woods kind of area, eventually reaching the plains as you make your way closer to town. And then Twyla, go ahead and give me a check. What are you gonna do in order to kind of help your comrades out as you're traveling?
So I wanna go and try to have pleasant conversations, be friendly, and endear to myself to the party, get
Mhm.
to know them.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, please. Or performance, whatever you're better at, or yeah. Okay. All right. With an 11, yeah, you're able to kind of keep everyone's spirits up. It's actually right on the cusp of what would be considered a failure, but you're close. You're able to keep everyone's spirits up as you kind of keep moving through this kind of forest of undeath. As you continue to move forward, you kind of feel that peering in, like you're being watched again. I'm going to need everybody to give me, not that one, ignore that one. My bad. A wisdom saving throw, please.
I don't know why there were two.
Yeah, I accidentally sent an ability check first. Okay, 21. Juliet and Twyla, with the rolls of 10 and 11. That feeling of being watched intensifies, and you kind of almost get paranoid and almost like someone's like peered into your subconscious and like you feel like they know your deepest secrets. I'm also gonna need you all, the two of you, it may not work in the sheet, but I need you to mark one failed death save as you are considered doomed by this creature.
I'm gonna scream out, "There's something here!" while I go and find where to mark that.
I'm doing the same.
You may not be able to mark it on the sheet in here. You might have to write it down, because I don't know if it's going to let you have a failed death save while you still have hit points.
Okay.
But you are considered doomed.
You can edit it on your sheet.
Does it stay there?
Let me see. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yep, so mark off one failed death save, please.
You have to pull up your player sheet, but then it's got checks and X's, and you can edit the 0 to a 1.
I'm gonna write it down for now, then I'm gonna figure this out later.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, we can figure it out when we need to.
Yeah.
But you are able to make it back to the town of Thistlebrush. So let's change some of the music here.
Twyla, I'm gonna move really close to Twyla. I feel like I just feel weird. How do you feel?
I grab her hand and it's like, I'm not feeling so well. There's something wrong. I'm not sure there's something wrong. Is there a healer or something here? I'm not sure. But
I don't feel hurt though.
no, it's not like it hurts, but I feel like something is here, like watching. Maybe we are being tracked or something.
To give you guys some more context, it almost feels like you've been violated some way. If that makes sense. Like someone knows something about you more than you would ever tell anyone. And it's offensive to you in your soul.
What do we do about this? This doesn't feel so nice.
I have secrets.
I have secrets too.
Maybe let's get to a tavern. Let's get to a room. Let's talk this out. Let's figure this out.
Just so you know, it wasn't me, okay? I didn't do this to you.
I know, Twyla. I know.
That's okay. I grab into your hand and I just follow you.
I squeeze her hand, like, it's gonna be fine. We'll figure this out. And I'll go over to Timmick and Maury and just be like, we need to get to a room or something. Let's talk to some people. Let's go to our rooms. Maybe there's just something wrong.
Okay.
It's fine with me. Let's do it.
But we
All
need
right.
to bring the food.
As you arrive into town, you see, despite the oncoming threat from the exterior, many of the people here are in full celebration mode. It's actually, the more you kind of gather around and make your way around, you learn that what is currently happening this week is what is known as the Festival of Brews. So beers, ciders, and meads of all kinds are celebrated in this festival, and is generally dedicated to a successful harvest. Talking with some of the people, it's, normally a very raucous kind of affair, but it's a little bit dampened as there are a number of people that are beginning to suffer from some of the effects of the water supply being tainted. Most of the brews, luckily, are unaffected, so there's that. And it would appear that it's very difficult. Some people are very hungover. Some people are, basically Juliet after any night of drinking. There's a lot of those kinds of folks around. Some people are still been in the sauce. It's very difficult to communicate with most people, with the exception of Nissa, the innkeeper here at the Slumbering Steed within the town of Thistlebrush. She greets you all and is able to give you another room for the night for you all to stay in once again. It is nightfall, by the way, now, because you did travel for the better part of the day, getting back to Thistlebrush. But with that said, you are able to acquire a room. You have room for the night, but the evening, the early evening is yours. What would you like to do before heading, well, whatever you're end up gonna do?
Get some milk.
As much as I would love a glass of wine, the strong stuff, of course, I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
I'll take some of that strong milk.
All right. She is able to acquire some milk for you. It, I guess, is boar's milk is what she has here. She actually pours it out of a water skin into a wooden mug for you. The cost is 2 copper pieces, which you can denote on your sheet, but she is able to give you a nice mug, kind of like the size for you. It's a mug. It's, nice, made out of wood. Some very good detail carving on the side. It's not just like a big wooden jug. It's got some workmanship and some craftsmanship to it. And she's able to kind of give it to you, and she's like, there you go, Sonny. And you see her just kind of standing behind the bar, just kind of very upbeat, like kind of like bouncy little gnomish woman that's kind of enjoying the newly found company and business of the very numerous amount of patrons that she has in her inn at this point.
So, could you give us some food, please?
Oh, absolutely there, lass. What would you like? We've got we got some cake and eggs with a glass of vodka. We've got ramen with eggs and some cider. You can have some of the milk. We also have this octopus cake with some peaches, with some which we also serve with the vodka. Pretty much anything you can have with the cider or the vodka, or the we've got other stuff too, but we got a lot of vodka still.
What's vodka?
So guys, just choose whatever you want. And I was kidding, I'll pay. I'm the newbie here, so I'm gonna pay.
No. Put your money away. What's vodka?
You said you were not drinking.
Stronger wine.
Yeah, it's a very stiff spirit. Very Well, if you want your night to end early, this will make it end pretty early.
Stay away, Juliet.
I look at Juliet. Maybe we need that.
Can I have a bottle? Not to drink right now. I just would like a bottle to have.
A whole bottle. Holy cow! All right. Yeah. Absolutely. You can have the whole bottle. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna cost you a gold piece, so I can get another one tomorrow. But you can have the whole bottle that I have here.
She'll give like 5 gold for food.
Holy
and
shoot! I can. All right. I'll make par tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah. No. And she kind of like. It's actually in like if you've ever seen Parks and Rec when Ron and his mom tries to drink that like basically what's turpentine out of almost like a milk jug, basically that's about this big. That's how big the container of vodka is that she gives you. You can
put this in the
pretty much clear the varnish off of a wooden table if you needed to.
Maury, guard this with your life. Put this in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Too much. Well,
it's about 75% full too. She also tells you, oh yeah, and this thing lasts forever, so you don't have to drink it. I would advise you not to drink it all tonight, for sure. But you can drink that over the course of many months. It's some good stuff.
We can also use it to tend wounds if someone gets injured.
No.
Yeah, you can do that too. It's a very good astringent.
No, we're gonna drink it. I'm going to drink it.
It also catches fire. It's really cool.
Oh boy.
Lunatic design.
So,
You're probably right, but I'm okay with it.
I guess we just order our food and can we eat them in a room or should we eat them?
I mean, you can eat it wherever you want. I just, if you're gonna eat it up in your room, I just ask you to leave the plates outside so we can grab them. So my son can grab them here in the middle of the night.
So is that the plan, or are you guys going to do something before? I'm not sure. Juliet, did you want it to be all of us together when we talk?
Oh, I was gonna talk all together, but I'm gonna get my own room.
That's perfect. So,
do we go anywhere? Do y'all want to do anything?
You guys forgot your plan, didn't you?
Go talk to people.
Yeah, go talk to people. You didn't really have any. I mean, other than that was about it. You guys
said it was late. Said it was late night. Everybody there is drunk and hungover.
It's late night. A lot of people are drunk and hungover, and this is not. There's you can ask around.
Is there anybody in the bar that looks like we could talk to them that might know about stuff?
I mean,
is there a hooded figure in the corner?
Oh yeah, totally. There's always hood figures in the corners. There's a couple people. You see a male gnome kind of hanging out by himself, kind of like deep into a book, kind of just like peering up every once in a while, just kind of like, and then just kind of continues to kind of flip through his book. You also see another female gnome. She's kind of fairly well dressed. She looks like she's got a drink in front of her, but she looks like she's handling herself pretty well, and she looks like she's kind of traveling for whatever reason. But then you also are very distracted by a number of other folks that are, enjoying their evening for sure.
Hey, go talk to one of them.
Okay. Which one? The man or the woman?
Who are you going to, Timmick?
I wasn't going to any of them. I was sitting down enjoying my milk.
Let's go to talk to the woman. She looks like she knows about places.
Timmick is ready for bed.
I know Timmick is ready for bed.
Moharan and Timok are making their way into their rooms.
Yeah, they are. I can tell.
Do we just talk to them tomorrow?
Yeah, they'll probably still be there when we wake up, sitting in the same tables.
With an exclamation point over their head.
Well, we can talk to any of them. I can talk to any. If you want to talk to
Go
the
for
woman,
it.
I'll talk to the man. I'll go to the man. He has a book.
Yep.
You know, he'll know some stuff. So I'll just walk closer and ask him what he's reading, if it's possible to know.
Yeah, sure. You actually begin to make your way over. You see a male gnome. He's wearing kind of like a kind of a deep purple kind of overcoat. He's got relatively dark skin for a gnome, and he's very surprisingly physically imposing due to his like abundance of muscles that he actually has. He's got white hair that he actually has tied up in a small little kind of man bun almost, and his face kind of looks like it's been scarred and worn from like either working in the sun a long time or whatever. He kind of looks up and he's just like, oh, hello. Hi. How are you?
Good evening.
Hi.
Fine, thank you. And you?
How's it going?
So I was wondering, what were you reading? It looks like an interesting book.
Oh, I guess it's this weird book called The Trials and Tribulations of One Sir Terrion Darrington or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Stories are very weird and fantastical, but they seem like they're a bunch of poppycock to me. But hi. Well, good to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Twyla. I'm new. Are you from town?
Yeah, I've been living here for a little while. Name's Crampernap Boondiggles. But you can call me Krampus.
I'm sure that I will call you Krampus. You have a fancy name.
Thank you.
I was wondering, this festival that's going on, about like, what is it about? What places should I go to enjoy it to the fullest?
Yeah, it's the Festival of Brews. I mean, it seems like every week is the Festival of Brews here, but this one specifically celebrates the harvest of the area, and I mean, obviously the harvest hasn't been so great this year, or at least recently. We've been having some issues with the water there. It's been kind of weird, but we're getting by. We're figuring it out, and it's actually, to be perfectly honest, it's kind of scary. The water hasn't been good for about a couple weeks now, and it's a little concerning. I mean, I know the mayor's kind of doing the best he can, but I mean, there's only so much you can do, I guess.
I understand completely. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Maybe my friends and I can help.
Well, I know the Mayor Bottlesprocket there. He sent out some requests to some kind of like weird Monster Hunter Guild. Apparently, maybe there's some troll up there, but and I mean, maybe that's what's doing it. But I mean, I ain't gonna go up there and kind of fight that thing. I mean, I'm big and strong, but trolls, those things are mighty tall and mighty big.
You don't need to worry. We are here from the Monster Guild, actually, so...
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go take care of that troll, are you?
Yes. We were hired to take care of the troll, but I was wondering if you knew about anything else. Have you heard only about the troll? Have you heard something about anyone new, something else that recently moved into the swamps? Perhaps magical someone?
Well, I can't say that I travel the area north of here very much. It's quite dangerous, actually. There's obviously the Dreadmires north of the lake there, and Most people who travel anywhere close to the lake, or at least north of it, end up being captured and taken over as slaves. So it's kind of one of those things we kind of steer clear of that area in general. So I wish you luck with that troll. Luckily, you're not getting too close to the Dreadmire, but a little too close for my comfort, to say the least.
So you do not know of anyone here in town that will frequent the area, hunters, guards?
I mean, there are
anyone?
some people that might dabble in there a little bit, but most of them are probably pretty much 3 sheets to the wind, if you know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah. So no mentions of any witch, wizard, or magical fool around in the tavern?
Oh, no, not really. Other than, some people say they see things, but usually it's just because they're drunk and they can't really tell the difference between what's 2 feet in front of their face. But no, nothing really. No one's reported anything other than that troll, and obviously the water is getting bad, so, that's not great and all. But, no, we don't really know much of anything else as far as that's concerned. I mean, it's been troublesome because I train some animals and stuff like that, and it's been very difficult getting them some clean water for them to drink. So that's been troubling. But we've got some vegetables that were untainted and stuff like that, so they're getting their nourishment from that. We can't exactly feed them we can't exactly give them alcohol. That doesn't really do much for the hydration. So I mean,
No.
people should really stop drinking, honestly, because if they're not too careful, they're gonna start getting even more sick than they already are. Not just from the alcohol, if you know what I'm saying.
Indeed, they will. So thank you very much for your help. If you want something, get it. Tell Nisa, and I'll pay for it as a thank you gift.
Oh, well, I appreciate your kindness. What'd you say your name was again? Twyla?
Yes, my name is Twyla, and
All right.
if you're finished with the book or if someone's selling it, can you tell me, because I'm very interested in the book?
Oh, this book? I mean, it's kind of, like I said, it seems like a very over-the-top fantastical account, alleged account. It's definitely a fiction story for sure. But if you want it, I mean, it kind of reads like some of them old Ninja Turtle books, almost, kind of the way it's written.
Oh, do you know the story of the Ninja Turtles?
Oh, every kid's heard the story of the Ninja Turtles.
But I'm not from here, so I don't know.
Oh,
you
well,
have the
that's too
book?
bad. I mean, no, I don't have any of those. In fact, it's kind of strange. It's almost as, well, I haven't. I remember we used to have them as a kid, but they just kind of, whether and we sold them or whatever. I have no idea. I haven't seen them in a while, but everyone knows the story pretty much, and so we pretty much just pass it down at this point.
Would you be willing to tell us a story, perhaps tomorrow or something? If you're here?
I mean, the only one I know, they used to fight this like scorpion guy. It's a little fuzzy, I am like 500 years old, so
That's okay.
Yeah, no, it's hard to remember off the top of my head.
It's okay.
Sorry
Don't worry,
about that.
don't worry. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
All
Have
right,
a
well,
good night.
have a good night there, Twyla.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I just walked back to Juliet's. No luck. Go to the woman.
Let's we'll deal with them tomorrow. I'm exhausted and I kind of just want to say what I need to say and just get sleep.
Do you think that Timmy can heal us? Because I'm afraid of falling asleep.
I can
Honestly.
yeah, it'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Okay.
I would go upstairs with Twyla
Okay.
and then make our way to the joined room.
Okay.
So, Maury, Timmick, Twyla. I assume we all have secrets. You guys know most of mine, but there's more. Earlier when we were walking home, or not walking home, but walking here, this feeling of dread, like something plucked one of my deepest, darkest secrets out of my, I don't know, mind or something. And it feels violating.
Oh, maybe you imagined it. Try sleeping it off.
No, she's not imagining it. You know, when we were with the mushroom people, I don't know if you felt it, but there was something, this feeling of someone watching you. But that time, I managed to shake it off. But when we were walking home, I felt the same, and this time I couldn't. So I feel the same as her. I'm not sure if that's just I'm feeling that those dark emotions are swirling, like I'm remembering them a lot, but I'm not sure if it's that they were stolen and someone knows. Not sure.
I want to get what I need to get off my chest so that way you can hear it from me and not from this creature. If I can beat it at its own game,
Right?
that way it has no power. Maybe feeding off emotions and secrets and fears. Well,
All right, go ahead.
well, Juliet's not my real name.
Okay. Doesn't seem like too big of a deal. What is it?
Well, it's not a big deal. It's Natalia. Never call me it.
Okay, but that doesn't sound so bad. You're scaring me.
It's not. I don't know what it took from me. For the most part, you guys know everything else. I came here, I ran. And I care about somebody really deeply. I'm scared. And it wants, I don't know what it wants, but it worries me. I love all you guys. I don't want you guys to get hurt.
When you start talking about that, you see her fidgeting with her hands. Like, I think everything is gonna be okay. And I look at Morharan and Temik, see what they are doing.
Falling asleep.
Well, if
He's old. It's okay.
okay, if we are sharing secrets, and I must say that my name is Twyla, but I'm not a librarian. I do a lot of research in libraries, so people often confuse me with one of them, but if I doubt that that's the secret that was taken from me. So what I think may have been taken, it's more of a theory. But I think that when I was a child, something attacked us and my parents died, and it was my fault because they were trying to save me. So I don't know, that's something that I always think, and it makes me feel like I'm evil, though I know it's not supposed to be like that, but I think that may have been what it was taken.
Twilight, you're not evil.
Well, I guess not, but if people do good things and they end up dying. That's really sad, anyways. So, I don't know, that's only part of growing up, I think, and learning to deal with that.
I understand that. I just don't want this thing to have any power.
Well, I don't want anything to happen to you guys, because then I will feel the same. Like, if something happens and you end up dying, I'll feel like it's my fault too. So please don't die.
I can't promise it, but I'll
Of course
try.
you can. If something's going wrong, you run away.
You never run away, you just face it.
I guess we will need to face them together, so perhaps we don't die. And Timmy, get ready to heal, just in case.
Me heal?
Whoever is dying.
That's not my job.
For pity's sake, just have mercy.
Timmick always heals us.
Yeah, once you're unconscious.
Well, that's true. It's
And he
just so
does.
people don't die. But yeah, killing it is more important.
I love you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
I'm gonna go to my room.
Yeah, get out of mine.
So I'm going with Juliet, I guess, and I just look around. Where should I sleep? Because I'm looking at Juliet and Morharan, and I'm now unsure.
You can stay with me.
Okay, thank you. And I just follow you like real quickly.
Okay.
Weird night.
Is there anything else you'd like to do before going to bed? I already know Timmick's going to sleep.
I like you, Twyla. You're cool. I've never had a girlfriend before. Never really had a friend before beside Rumpleton.
You only know like half of me. So I hope the other half you find it cool too.
You only know half of me as well. But I'll tell you the rest.
This is bound to be interesting. And I'm glad to have a friend too.
Do we braid each other's hairs and like give manicures?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You do that. And with that said, you all get ready and go down for an evening's rest. Juliet, you're visited in your trance again. Not by the usual entity that you normally associate yourself with. You see the image of Rumpleton. He appears to almost float in a dark void of space. Almost like he's chained there. He looks panicked, unable to escape the bonds that he's in. You hear him kind of squeal out. Please, no, please don't. I'll do what you ask. Just please don't do anything to them. you see this dark shadow peer in front of your view, blocking it, as you hear the slow peeling and scraping of what I can only describe as the skin of an orange being peeled off of its inner skin. As this is happening, you can hear Rumpleton screaming in pain before falling in a heap on the ground beneath the feet of this shaded, clouded, dark figure.
Cheap to scream.
As it stands over there, over the image of Rumpleton on the ground, you look at your friend, face almost peeled off of its skin by the looks of it, motionless, unmoving, as this image of shadow begins to turn towards you with its long, gnarled fingers. And just before the light shines on its face, the image goes dark. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight. So, I would like to thank and congratulate Mr. Tyen FH on winning the dice giveaway. That's awesome. I want to appreciate everybody hanging around. We're going to change back to the happy background music so everybody can feel nice and comfy again. Appreciate all of you all for hanging out here. We went a little bit long, but you know, sometimes that happens, and just trying to find a good point. So, again, you can always check us out every Thursday night here on 17 different platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Trovo, DLive, all the crazy fun stuff. Make sure if you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, you can actually go to our Patreon. We have some really cool things there. And well, make sure y'all take care of one another. Stay safe. It's kind of crazy right now out in the world. I mean, it's been crazy for a while, but it just seems to keep getting crazier. So remember to love one another, cherish each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, guys.